Evan Hale, a human diplomatic translator, standing alone inside a massive alien war chamber. He is surrounded by dead silence, broken only by deep breathing from the galaxy's most feared warrior. Krazuth the Blood Crown, a living legend known for wiping out entire fleets by himself. Evan knows one thing. This alien has never spared anyone who showed fear. This alien has never shown mercy. The galaxy believes humans are weak, soft, and emotional. Evan's hands shake as his translator implant glitches. Krazuth steps closer. Taller than a tank. Covered in ritual scars. Eyes glowing red like dying stars. The alien demands. Humans speak or die. Evan panics. His brain locks. His heart races. He tries to say something calm. Something respectful. Something safe. But the translator malfunctions. Instead of a formal greeting, Evan blurts out, You're so sexy." Silence crashes down harder than a bomb. Every alien commander in the chamber freezes. Some reach for weapons. Others stare in horror. Insulting Krazuth usually means instant death. Complimenting him like that has never happened in galactic history. Krazuth does not attack. Instead, he tilts his head. His breathing slows. His claws lower. Evan realizes. The alien is not angry. The alien is confused. Welcome to my channel Starlight Sci-Fi Stories. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Evan Hale had always believed that silence could be loud. But the silence inside the war chamber of the Korthak Dominion was not just loud. It was crushing. The chamber was the size of a stadium, carved from black metal that looked older than stars. Red light pulsed slowly along the walls, like the chamber itself was breathing. Massive alien banners hung from the ceiling, each marked with symbols of conquered worlds. At the center of it all stood Evan. One human. One fragile body. Surrounded by monsters. Evan's boots felt too small against the cold floor. His uniform stuck to his back with sweat. His heart beat so hard he wondered if the aliens could hear it. They probably could. Across from him stood Krazuth. The Blood Crown. The World Breaker. The most ferocious warrior the galaxy had ever known. Krazuth was over 9 feet tall, his body wrapped in dark armor grown directly from his skin. Deep scars crossed his chest and arms, each one a memory of a war he had survived. His 4 eyes glowed a deep red, fixed completely on Evan. The stories said Krazuth had never lost a fight. The stories also said he had never spared a life. Evan swallowed. He had trained for diplomacy. He had memorized alien customs. He had practiced calm breathing exercises. None of that mattered now. Because Krazuth was walking toward him. Each step echoed like a hammer strike. The alien's claws scraped softly against the floor. Behind Krazuth, rows of other warriors watched in total silence. Some were taller, some were wider. All of them were deadly. Evan's translator implant hummed softly in his ear. Please don't fail, he thought. Please don't fail now. Krazuth stopped only a few feet away. The heat coming from the alien's body felt like standing near a furnace. Evan had to tilt his head just to look at the warrior's face. Krazuth spoke. His voice was deep and rough, like rocks grinding together. Human, Krazuth said, you stand before me without chains, that is rare. The translator processed the words with a short delay. Evan felt the seconds stretch painfully long. Krazuth leaned closer. Speak, the alien said. Or be remembered as silence. Evan's mind went blank. This was it. This was the moment everything depended on. He was supposed to deliver a formal greeting, something respectful, something neutral, something that would not insult a culture built entirely around strength and honor. His mouth opened. His tongue felt thick. His chest tightened. Fear slammed into him like a wall. Evan tried to speak. He truly did. But panic moved faster than training. The translator implant buzzed sharply. And Evan said the worst possible thing. You're so sexy. The words echoed through the war chamber. They hung in the air like a death sentence. Evan realized what he had said one heartbeat too late. His blood turned cold. Every alien in the chamber froze. Weapons stopped halfway to being raised. Breathing seemed to stop. Even the red lights along the walls flickered, as if unsure what to do next. Evan's thoughts screamed. I'm dead. I'm absolutely dead. He had just insulted, mocked, or possibly challenged the most dangerous being in the galaxy. Not with bravery, not with strength. With pure, terrified stupidity. Krasoth did not move. His 4 red eyes stayed locked on Evan. The warrior's jaw tightened. For a long moment, nothing happened. Evan waited for pain. For claws through his chest. For his body to be torn apart. For his last memory to be regret. But the pain did not come. Instead, Krasoth tilted his head. Just slightly. The massive alien leaned back a step, as if reconsidering something. The warriors behind him began to murmur. Low sounds of confusion rippled through the chamber. Krasoth spoke again. Human, he said slowly. Repeat your words. Evan's knees almost gave out. I didn't mean, Evan started, his voice shaking. The translator buzzed again, warning him it was still unstable. Evan forced himself to breathe. I said, he swallowed, I said you are very impressive. The translator hesitated. Then spoke for him. You declared the warrior sexually dominant, the implant translated. Evan wanted to disappear. A sharp intake of breath came from several alien commanders. Some stared at Evan in horror. Others stared at Krasoth, waiting for an explosion of violence. But Krasoth did not roar. He did not strike. Instead, something strange happened. The alien warrior straightened. His chest expanded. His posture shifted. Pride. Evan saw it clearly now. Krasoth turned slightly, allowing the other warriors to see the scars across his armor. He raised his chin. In your species, Krasoth said, this phrase means foolish attraction. Evan nodded quickly, too quickly. Yes, it does. The chamber tensed. Krasoth continued. In mine, he said, it means you see a being as the perfect hunter, without weakness, without flaw. The murmurs grew louder. Evan's heart pounded. He had not insulted Krasoth. He had praised him. By accident. Krasoth stepped closer again, towering over Evan. You spoke this truth while facing death, the warrior said. You did not beg, you did not lie. Evan's mouth felt dry. I was terrified, Evan admitted quietly. The translator rendered his words cleanly this time. Krasoth studied him. Fear, the alien said, and honesty together, that is rare. The warriors behind Krasoth began striking the floor with their weapons, a slow, rhythmic sound. Approval. Evan could hardly believe it. Krasoth turned to the assembled commanders. This human does not hide, Krasoth declared. He names strength even when it stands ready to kill him. Krasoth faced Evan once more. You will stand with me, the warrior said. You will witness our path. Evan's breath caught. Stand with him. That was worse than death. Because now the entire galaxy would be watching. Krasoth extended a massive clawed hand. Come, he said. Evan hesitated for only a second. Then he stepped forward. The chamber erupted in sound as alien warriors pounded their weapons in unison. The echo followed Evan as he walked beside the most dangerous being alive. As the massive doors of the war chamber opened, Evan felt the weight of what he had done settle fully into his chest. One panicked sentence. One broken translator. And humanity's future had just changed forever. The warship of Krasoth was alive. That was the first thought Evan Hale had as the massive vessel pulled away from the Korthak Dominion station. The walls were not smooth metal like human ships. They pulsed slowly, like muscle beneath armor. Deep red light flowed through narrow veins in the structure, reacting to movement and sound. Evan stood near the observation deck, hands clasped behind his back, trying not to shake. Across from him, Krasoth stood perfectly still. The warrior watched the stars slide past with the calm focus of a predator waiting for prey. His presence filled the room. Even without speaking, he dominated the space. Evan had traveled with admirals, generals, and political leaders. None of them felt like this. "You fear what comes next," Krasoth said without turning. It was not a question. Evan let out a slow breath. "Yes," he answered honestly. The translator hummed, but the words came through clean. Krasoth turned slightly, one red eye fixing on Evan. "Good," the warrior said, "fear sharpens truth." Evan wasn't sure that was comforting. The ship suddenly vibrated as it entered faster than light travel. The stars stretched into burning lines of white and red. Evan's stomach lurched, but he forced himself to stay upright. "Where are we going?" Evan asked. Krasoth faced him fully now. "To war," he said. Evan's heart dropped. "To a council first," Krasoth continued, "and then to war." The words settled heavily in Evan's chest. He had not planned this. He was a translator, not a soldier. He had survived his first contact only because of panic and a broken implant. Now he was riding toward conflict, with the galaxy's most feared warrior at his side. Other species noticed immediately. As Krasoth's ship arrived at the neutral council station, alarms echoed through the massive structure. Warships backed away. Defense platforms powered up, unsure whether to fire or flee. Inside the council chamber, representatives from dozens of species watched in tense silence as Krasoth entered. And then they saw Evan. A human. Small, unarmed, standing beside a living legend. Whispers exploded across the chamber. Why is the human there? Is he a hostage? No, look at Krasoth, he chose him. Evan felt every eye on him. Krasoth stepped forward. "This human speaks for himself," the warrior announced, "and by my side." That was when the accusations began. An insectoid commander accused humanity of manipulation. A scaled diplomat accused humans of deception. A towering machine being accused Evan of using weakness as a weapon. Evan listened as fear turned into anger around him. Then a challenge was issued. A champion of the Alliance stepped forward, armor glowing with energy. "If Krasoth truly honors this human," the challenger said, "then let the human speak alone." The chamber went silent. Evan felt his throat tighten. Krasoth looked down at him. "You may refuse," the warrior said. Evan shook his head. "No," he said quietly, "I won't." He stepped forward. The chamber felt enormous now. His voice echoed slightly as he spoke. "I didn't plan any of this," Evan said. "I didn't come here to trick anyone. I didn't come here to insult anyone." He paused, gathering courage. "I was afraid," he admitted, "terrified, and when fear took control, I spoke without thinking." Murmurs rippled through the council. Evan continued. "I called Krasoth something foolish in my language, something embarrassing. I tried to take it back." He looked directly at the challenger. "But I didn't lie," Evan said. "I saw strength, I saw danger, and I spoke honestly even when I thought it would kill me." The challenger laughed. "Humans celebrate fear," the alien mocked. Krasoth stepped forward then. The floor shook with each step. "No," the warrior said, voice rising like thunder. "They face it." The challenger drew his weapon. "If you protect them," the alien snarled, "you will face us all." Krasoth's eyes burned brighter. "Then all will remember this," he said. The battle that followed was swift and brutal. Krasoth moved like a storm given form. Energy weapons shattered against his armor, blades broke against his claws. One by one, challengers fell back, wounded or defeated. Evan watched in stunned silence. But it wasn't just Krasoth. Other warriors hesitated, then stepped forward. Those who respected honor more than fear joined him. The alliance broke. The council chamber echoed with retreat signals. Silence returned, heavy and stunned. Krasoth turned to Evan. You spoke truth when lies would have been safer, he said. That is why you live. The decision was made quickly after that. Humanity would not be attacked. Not because they were strong. Not because they were dangerous. But because they were honest in the face of death. Weeks later, Evan stood back on Earth watching the sky from a quiet hill. Human ships passed overhead safe. The galaxy watched humanity differently now. As the species that panicked. As the species that spoke foolish words. And as the species brave enough to face monsters and tell the truth anyway. Evan smiled faintly. Fear had almost killed him. Instead, it had saved everyone.